Deputy Speaker, earlier this year in this place we witnessed an act of parliament that showed how far we have strayed from the democratic process. The terrorist attack at Bondi Beach by Islamic extremists was turned into a circus targeting the 1 million Australians who lawfully own and use firearms. With no time to consider the revised gun bill, it was brought before the parliament to push through by the Albanese Labor Government with the support of the Greens through the Senate. It was an echo of what occurred on Christmas Eve at the hands of the New South Wales Labor Government, who pushed through gun law reform that is already hugely having a detrimental effect on regional Australia. Deputy Speaker, phone call after phone call, letter after letter, email after email. I'm getting angry residents throughout the Parkes electorate telling me that people do not want this gun law reformed. They pointed out that our country already has some of the toughest regulations in the world. They argued that the problem was not farmers controlling feral animals, it was not sporting shooters developing their skills, it was not those who use firearms as part of their job. This terrible act of terrorism happened in one of our largest cities, at our best-known beach, at the hands of Islamic extremist terrorists. My electorate, the seat of Parkes, is a regional electorate. There are vast tracts of land managed by very few people. Pest animals flourish if the land is not managed. They can destroy land, livelihoods, ecosystems and species. The federal and New South Wales government's new laws will diminish farmers' ability to keep the number of guns that they have for specific purposes. Sporting shooters have voiced their serious concerns about the impact on their sport and the lack of consultation. Just a few weeks ago at Broken Hill, I met with law-abiding gun owners at the Broken Hill Sporting Complex and heard firsthand the frustrations these people are facing with the new laws. Deputy Speaker, I've also spoken to a number of small businesses throughout the Parkes electorate who specialise in supplying firearms, ammunition and accessories, and repeating to me one simple message. These reforms could mean the end of their business. David and Nancy Thwaite own and operate Hunt, Camp and Fish, a small business in Walgett, and have shared that their business has been basically at a virtual standstill, with a huge fall in revenues since the changes were made. And I quote, "One of the biggest grain-growing regions in Australia faces huge crop losses and massive cost increases in utilising professional pest eradicators instead of free recreational hunters." And in Dubbo, Marty and Nikki Burke, owners and operators of GunPro, their family business that's been trading for more than 16 years. They've shared the devastating news that earlier this year they've cancelled orders for $2 million worth of goods because these rushed, misguided gun laws. About 40% of their stock can no longer be sold, and firearm sales are down 90%. This business is also a supplier to government agencies, including New South Wales Police and National Parks and Wildlife. In Moree, small business owners Sam and Shani Tomlinson from Two Rivers Gun and Ammo shared that their business dreams have now become an absolute nightmare. Their staff members have been forced to find work elsewhere, and this couple are left to contemplate their future. And again I quote, "None of these changes stop or will ever stop what happened, but this government will never admit its own fault. It will only ever pass them on to people like me." In Broken Hill the story is the same. Jerry from Silver City Guns and Ammo told me that now he must look seriously at the future of his generational family-owned business. Deputy Speaker, the Labor Greens coalition forced this gun buyback program onto all Australians without the details on how it will work. They simply committed $1 billion and quoted that the states and territories would be required to match that funding. Since then, we've heard that the Queensland, Tasmania and Northern Territory will not participate, leaving more questions than answers. The now Albanese government must commit to a fair market value compensation for all firearms, redundant ammunition and accessories, and a financial support package for impacted small businesses and sporting shooter clubs affected by the legislative changes. Deputy Speaker, this is what a lack of consultation can lead to. farmers concerned about their future, sporting shooters left in confusion and small business owners whose dreams have now turned into nightmares.
I call the member for